Hey, poetry students, I'm here to give you a walkthrough of what I'm looking for in the collection review assignment so that you understand really those elements you need to have within the review and how to do so according to a sample that is posted on Moodle with this assignment. So I will share my screen with you here so that we can kind of walk through this together. So when you're in the collection review assignment, which if you're watching this video, you've probably found the collection review assignment, you'll notice that we have a sample listed here. So the first thing that I'm going to pull up for us is actually the prompt. And then I'm also going to pull up the sample collection review. So when we look at the collection review assignment, you'll notice basically what I'm asking you to do is find these, or not find these, put these parts within your collection review. So that means you're going to discuss the collection or the 10 poems, right? So if you watched the previous video, you'll remember that there is that second option. So you'll talk about the content and the themes of those 10 poems or the collection that you read, meaning, are they dealing with life and death? Are they dealing with love? Are they dealing with emotions? What is the primary theme that they are organizing things by? Or what do they tend to write about the most within their poems? Then I'm going to ask you to write about your favorite and your least favorite poem that you read, either from the collection or from that. Sorry, that was my dog Houdini sneezing. So your favorite poem and then your least favorite poem. Now you only have to do that for two of them. Okay, so that means your favorite and then your least favorite. And then this is where I want you to engage a little bit more, which is I want you to write about the poetic strategies. So those things that we've talked about in class in terms of creative writing strategies for poems that the author uses within their collection or within those 10 poems that you read from them. Lastly, you will recommend or not recommend the 10 poems or the collection for reading for other people. And ultimately, you'll want to try to get this within the 250 to 400 range, and everything will be MLA, so double space, Times New Roman, so forth, okay? So if we look at that collection review that I downloaded from the assignment, let's see here. All right, collection review right here. You'll notice that the student starts off with a header, starts off with a heading, gives us a title, gives us the collection name, which is in italics because it's a book. Now, if you're not using a book, that's okay. You would just be using the 10 poems. And what this student does is gives us a brief overview of that collection. This is where you would also list those 10 poems if you wrote, if you chose us option 2, okay? So you would put that in here, and then you'll notice that essentially there's a couple sentences about what her poems are really focusing on in. So this is Noelle Cocott in the bigger world, and she uses the themes of fairy tale, metaphor, and symbolism, and she does that throughout her whole collection. Okay, then the student moves on in the next paragraph to talk about one of her favorite poems and what she saw that she was doing, that Noelle Cocott was doing within Red Eye, which is one of her poems. And so what are some of those strategies, okay? Or what was the poem really all about? So you want to kind of combine that poetic strategy section with the poems that you're talking through so that you're not having just like multiple sections moving throughout. So talk about the different creative strategies as you're talking about your favorite poem. And then ultimately you'll see down here, we've got another paragraph about a longer poem that this student didn't really care for that much. So then we have the least favorite poem. And then finally at the very end, we get this student recommending the collection or not recommending the collection for these reasons. You'll notice that it literally has a statement, hands down, I would recommend this to any reader interested in fun poetry with a twist on the magical. And there's a word count. It falls within that word count that I'm looking for the assignment. Okay, so hopefully this video helps you understand really what I'm looking for in that assignment, but ultimately how to put together this collection review and get it uploaded by the 22nd, I believe. And remember, look at the prompt to find that second option if you don't have a book. Other than that, of course, email me with any questions that you have. And stay brilliant, guys.